Only God knows the impact of a teacher. It lasts through generations. So that my role models were my teachers. They were the only black professionals in town were the teachers and the preachers. I listened to the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, and I read James Baldwin and Ralph Ellison. And when we walked through the hallways, we saw Booker T. Washington and Mary McLeod Bethune, and all these black people were lined up and down the hallways, and we saw them every day. And so it was very easy for me to say, I'm gonna be a teacher. My name is Bill Turner. I was born and raised in Harlan County, Kentucky, in Lynch, born in Lynch at the Hospital of Notre Dame in 1946. In 1964, I graduated from high school, and I came home almost giddy with this acceptance letter and a scholarship from Kentucky State University. And when I showed it to my dad looked at it and he said, "That's pretty good, buddy, but you know they got the community college out here from UK. Why don't you just go to college right here at home? It won't cost as much, and we can go fishing for a couple more years." I went to Lexington in my junior year. I went there on a Sunday with my father and his fishing buddy in a pickup truck, and all of my possessions and everything I had fit in one suitcase, and Dad gave me $25, and he said, "You have a scholarship, that's all you need." I remember I took that $25 that same day, and I went down to the students in the pool room, and I won $68 that day, and so I was set for life. I majored in sociology, and I ended up in a class with a man who became my lifelong friend and mentor, Dr. John Bell Stevenson. He literally said to me one time, "You're from Harlan County. You know, that's a very special place, and you need to dedicate your life to studying about black people in the mountains. Nobody knows that." And at that time I was thinking, man, you're telling me to spend my time studying about black people in the mountains that nobody knows they're there. No, thank you. But before I knew it, that is what I spent my whole life doing. And I would tell people the world needed more John Stevensons at a place like Kentucky, a white person who would come out of their comfort zone and say, "I'll help you. Don't you worry, I got your back." The culture shock for me, as it were, it just was so odd to me walking from Hagan Hall to the Student Center, because it was the first in my life, I didn't see any black people. It was not uncommon to walk that campus and be called racial slurs on a daily basis at the University of Kentucky in 1966. People were being hassled in their lives in the dorms. Around that time, Kentucky was grudgingly looking at integrating the Southeastern Conference. There was this fermentation of civil rights, and it was mixed around with sports. We decided that we'll bring attention to a number of things by picketing Adolph Rupp's basketball games. And, you know, doing that at Kentucky at that time was like declaring that Jesus didn't exist, or you was burning an American flag. And then that got to be a thing where the white kids were coming into the South as part of the freedom rides and this and that. Many of the blacks began to say, but we need to think through some of this sometime in the absence of these friends of ours who are white, because it just brings about different kind of issues. So next thing you know, we founded the Black Students Union. Then 2 days after Dr. King was killed, they were having a speaker series, and they had invited none other than Muhammad Ali. Ali let them know that morning that I'm not coming, I'm going to Atlanta to be with the King family. So they called me and they said, Muhammad Ali has backed out, and I did a speech called I Am Willing to Die Also. This is a life and death kind of issue. That is what this is calling for. The week after I left Kentucky, I was hired as a representative for the Kentucky Commission on Human Rights. IBM had opened up this huge facility in Lexington, and they said, there's this young systems engineer, and she cannot get housing in Lexington. So I just went to the hotel and waited for her in the lobby one day. She said she felt sorry for me because I had on this suit that was 2 times bigger than I was, and I had on sandals with no socks, and I had on horn-rimmed glasses that didn't have glass in them. And she looked at me like, you want what? I said, the state of Kentucky has sent me here to investigate. She goes, I don't believe you. But we've been married 52 years now. I took away from the University of Kentucky an affirmation that education really makes a difference in your life. And so getting to be a college professor was, I guess the ultimate expression of that. I would like to think I can name at least 50 kids, black and white, that I got into the University of Kentucky because I was teaching there. At the end of the day, nothing counts more than your family. And I was able to help my younger family members, but at the same time, I was able to help the families of people I knew when I grew up. So that's what means the most to me.